Hey, what's going on, guys? It's raiilz, and since it's almost Halloween, it's, what is it, 10 days away? Holy shit, that's coming up fast. Since it's almost Halloween, I figured I'd tell a, spooky, scary story today. I'm gonna tell a story of how my house is haunted. I'm not fucking kidding. So back in, 7th grade, my friend Colin and I, we discovered these, people on YouTube. I'm not gonna say the channel name, but we discovered them and they were really into hauntings and paranormal activity, all that kind of shit. It was really fun to watch them, I'm not gonna lie. It was 3 a.m. challenges. You probably know who it is once I say 3 a.m. challenges, but so it was really fun to watch. And so we discovered them in June of 7th grade. And so then October of 8th grade, I got one of my best friends, Eddie, to go with me to a store. We went to Target, but they were out at Target, so we went to Spirit Halloween instead and got a Ouija board. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a board game in which you can talk to spirits and demons and the devil. I'm not kidding. So we got one and we went home and we played with it at his house. His mom was super into it. She made us set up candles and stuff, turn off all the lights, close the blinds and everything, and it was 3 p.m. So so we set up these candles and we all started holding hands and we started playing with it, and it did not work at all. And it was at his house, and he's never said anything. This was years ago, but he's never said anything of his house being haunted or hearing sounds or anything like that. But so I brought it home to my house, and it's right down the street from his. And so, I kind of just brought it home, put it in the basement, and forgot about it. And I told my sister that I had a Ouija board, and she goes, "Oh my god, you should play with it on Halloween." And I said, "Okay, maybe I will." I never touched it again. Actually, that's a lie, I did. So on Halloween, I took it out, broke the main rule of never play by yourself. And so I brought it into my room and closed the door, closed the blinds at 3 a.m. I started playing with it, and, nothing happened. At all. Nothing happened at all. And so I was just alright, screw it, whatever. I'm gonna just put it back. And so I set it aside and I went to bed, woke up in the morning and put it back. After that, I started noticing some stuff. And this was 8th grade, reminds you. And I'm 16 at the moment. I'm a junior in high school. So, it was a few years ago. And so I started noticing some stuff. I started seeing things go missing or hearing just the weirdest sounds. I remember one time I was playing games with my friends at Christmas. It was Christmas Eve in 8th grade. We were playing games, and I heard this loud ass bang coming from my parents' room, but my parents were gone. I was the only one home, so my parents were gone at a party. And so I I got my dog, I went and checked it. I grabbed a knife or some shit, and I went in and nothing had fallen or been misplaced or anything. So I was just I must just be imagining things. Maybe it's part of the game and I'm just stupid, so I put it back, and then it starts coming way more frequently. So every single night I start hearing these sounds right below my bedroom in my sister's bedroom, but my sister had moved out, so we just don't do anything with the bedroom, so it just stays as a bedroom. We refer to it as her bedroom. And so I started hearing these sounds below in that bedroom every night. And I was thinking, maybe it's just one of my parents trying to catch up on some work and they can't do it up here because they don't want to disturb us, because I believe in ghosts, but to an extent. I don't believe that a demon could take over my body, but I believe that there's a spirit in my house, right? And so I always have a reasonable explanation for stuff that happens in my house. Always do. If there's a loud bang, maybe my dog ran into a cabinet again. It's happened a few times. I'm pretty sure she's had a concussion from it, but whatever. So I'm just thinking, screw it. Maybe it's one of my parents trying to catch up on some work. And so eventually one of the nights it was just super fucking loud, and I was just tired of it. And I was just I'm gonna go down there and tell my mom or tell my dad to shut the fuck up so I can sleep. So I go down there, and as I'm going down the stairs, my dad is walking up the stairs. And he looks in my eyes and goes, "What the hell are you doing?" And I was "What do you mean? I'm coming down here to ask what you're doing." He goes, "What? you mean all those bangs aren't coming from your room? And I was like, no, I thought they were coming from you downstairs in my sister's room. And he's like, no, I was watching TV. And the way that my house is that my sister's room and my family room are on the same level, but completely far apart. So one's on the right side, one's on the left side of the house. You know, so if I was hearing stuff from my sister's room, it definitely wouldn't be coming from the family room, right? And so I'm just like, what the hell? And he's just like, oh, okay, well, maybe it was just like the TV or something, and I was freaking out. And I was just like, yeah, it was probably the TV. And so we both go to bed, and so then it kind of stops after about a few weeks, and it calms down for like a year. And this has been going on for a few years, reminds you. So in like in 9th grade, I think, I was home alone with my dog. I'm sitting at my desk, home alone, playing some PS4. I think I was playing Overwatch competitive or Fortnite. I don't remember which one. And my dog is laying on my bed, and all of a sudden, my dog just gets up and starts barking at my door. And I was like, what the fuck? So I was thinking, maybe there's someone here that I didn't know about. So I walked. She was barking at the front door. And so I walked out and I go to the front door, open it to see if there's anyone. No one. So my dog runs outside, and she can't go in our front yard because we don't have like a fence or anything in our front yard. So I was like, oh my god. So I gotta go get her now. But she didn't like run far. She run to the sidewalk by my front door and just started barking at the door again. I was like, what the fuck? That's weird. But I didn't think anything of it. So I bring her in, and I'm just like, whatever. And I go back to playing games. About an hour later, I go to get food. And I always close my door whenever I walk out of my room, just because I don't like people seeing what's in my room. It's a very private place to me, and I don't like people seeing, what's in here, what I'm doing. I just like my privacy. So I close my door just out of habit, and I come back, and I'm walking down the hallway. I look at my door, and there's just scratches all over, like scratches that are like above my head. So my dog definitely could not have made these. And I'm just like, what the fucking hell happened? And so I called my parents, and I told them, hey, there's scratches all over my door. And they're just like, oh, it's Sheba, and hung up on me. Like, Sheba's my dog. And so I'm just like, that's definitely not Sheba, but I'm gonna just try and stay focused on my PS4, not look behind me or anything, right? So I do that, and my parents come home, and I run out and I try to show them the scratches on my door, and I come back and there's no scratches on my door. And I'm just like, no, I swear they were here. And they were just like, Emmett, stop lying. And I was like, no, I swear that there were scratches on my door. And they didn't believe me. And after that night, I was just like convinced that my house was haunted. I was like, all right, something's going on. Okay, so then in like May of 2018, I want to say, 2018, I was talking to a friend on FaceTime, and I had to go downstairs to let my dog out the back door, right? And so as I walked downstairs, I turned the corner, and there's two eyes staring at me from the back door, and I'm just like, what the hell? And so I was like, maybe it's just something on the door. I turn the light on, and the eyes disappear. Turn it off, the eyes come back. Turn it on, eyes disappear. And I'm just like, all right, Sheba, you go outside. I'm gonna run upstairs to my bedroom and hide in the closet because I'm scared as hell. And so I didn't actually do that. I think I just kind of sat there, and I was just like, oh, what the fucking hell? And so I wake up the next morning, and nothing is out of place. And so then it fast forwards about another 7 months. So at this point, I'm a sophomore in high school, in my first try, second try. And so I remember going to school and putting my water bottle on the left side of my desk, right? And it's full of water. I have it right here, full of water. And so I come home from school. Nope, my parents haven't been home. None of my siblings have came and visited. Nothing. And so I come home from school, and the only thing that was in my house all day was my dog. And she can't get up on my desk. Like, she can't reach it. She's a black lab, but she's a short black lab. So she can't get up here. So I come home, and I go and sit, I put my stuff down, go and sit at my desk, and I'm thirsty. So I grab my water bottle, and then I realize that it's practically empty. And I was like, that is really fucking weird. I filled this up with water, before I left, and I put it here. And then I grabbed it, and I was just like, all right, whatever. I take a drink of it. It's not water. It's Kool-Aid. And I was just like, what the actual fuck? Like, it was like cherry or watermelon Kool-Aid or whatever that the original stuff is. And I was just like, this is not what I put in it. I put water in it. And so that scared the hell out of me. From that point forward, I was just like, all right, this is haunted 100%. My room, my house is haunted. And I was just like, all the small stuff has been happening. And every year by Halloween, it always gets really big, which means This year, I am not gonna be at my house. I'm gonna be at my friend's house because I don't want to be here when this shit happens. Or I could be. I could make another video on it. I'll do that. I'll make another video on it. But so all this stuff is happening, and it just has been for like years. And I still have that Ouija board, but I don't know where it is. It's downstairs somewhere, and I still have it. So maybe I'm gonna get out and play with it. Or maybe I'll just throw it outside and burn some sage in my room. Maybe I'll do that too. But then my parents would ask me when my weed smells like marijuana because they're stupid. Anyways, so you know, all this stuff happens, and it's just like fucking terrifying. Like, I'll see some stuff just randomly move. I've seen curtains open by themselves. I've seen bowls just fall off of counters and shatter. I've seen just like whole parts of food just go missing. Like, I've seen like a whole apple just disappear out of nowhere. Like, it was sitting on the counter, no one's home. I walk out the room, I come back in, and it's just gone. My dog can't get up on the counter. I've seen like all this stuff happen, and it just confuses the hell out of me. And I'm just 100% convinced that my house is haunted, right? And so like, it's not even that bad. But then, you know, maybe 7-8 months ago, I had this dream. And so I dream a lot, but they're always just like fun, entertaining, wild dreams. But this dream was not a dream that I would have. It was not something that I would usually have. Because my dreams are just like, oh, I'm with my friends, and then a dinosaur came into the room, and the earth exploded, right? That's like the main plot of most of my dreams. But this dream was like, I was at a funeral home, but I was like aware that I was dreaming. Like it was a lucid dream, but I didn't have control over the dream. And so I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I'm walking down this hallway, and I see this man in a blue pinstripe shirt, and then khakis and sandals with a farmer hat on, like a bucket hat, but like a straw hat. That's what they call it, a straw hat, holding a pitchfork. And I was just like, okay, but then I couldn't move, and I was just stuck in place. And the man was standing at the end of the hallway, and I'm standing at the beginning, and he's just staring dead into my eyes, and he just had like the blackest eyes I have ever seen, right? Got like a little like redhead beard. He's redhead, he got a little beard, a little goatee, just staring into my eyes. And then he just runs at me, and right before the pitchfork pierces like my chest, I wake up in a sweat. And I was just like, what the actual fuck? And so I'm not gonna lie, like I've seen, my dad has a shed in the backyard, right? And so like I've seen like the only thing I've seen, he has like hooks on the walls, the only thing I've seen fall off the wall is a pitchfork. Nothing else. No rakes, no shovels, no hammers, nothing. The only thing I've seen is a pitchfork, and it happens multiple times. And so I'm just like, what the actual fuck? And so all this stuff happens, right? And eventually this guy comes to like look at our like AC or something, and I shit you not, shows up, redhead, wearing a bucket hat, not a straw hat, blue pinstripe shirt, khakis, sandals, and he's got a pitchfork badge on his jacket, or on his shirt, I mean. And so all this shit happens, and it scares the hell out of me, and that's like the end of all this shit that's happened. I could probably think of more, but I'm not going to. And all this stuff happens, and it just scares the living hell out of me, because it's just like, what the fuck is going on? So anyways, that's the end of the video, guys. I'm gonna honestly keep you updated, because I'm just positive on something's gonna happen this year, because we're 10 days away from Halloween, and shit has already started happening, but I'll just save it for the next video. So if you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and see you later, guys.
So tonight we losing this fight, or help out. So tonight is no one on outside who's gonna help our souls tonight. No one here to help out.